First day of 2023 on Sunday, upper 60s and lower 70s. Get your full forecast on WWAY and WWAYTV3.com.
This news and weather is brought to you by Two Men and a Truck. For your free quote, go to twomenandatruck.com. twomenandatruck.com.
This week on All Things Brunswick, our guest will be Julie Flood, who's running for one of 4 open seats on the Court of Appeals. Join us 6 p.m. Tuesday for All Things Brunswick, right here on the Big Talker Network.
Olivia from Washington. Laid off and trying to keep our little kids from realizing that Mommy and Daddy haven't eaten in a while.
Roger from California. I'm grateful we could afford our son's surgery. I'm nervous that now we can't really afford food.
Daniel from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Donna from Louisiana. The storm just hit, and we went from donating to the food bank to needing it.
Keisha from South Carolina. I've been skipping meals so my 2 kids can eat, but filling up on water doesn't really work.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Are you tired of making bad choices? Well, don't. Choose Best Choice Roofing for all your roofing needs. From free inspection to timely repairs, we've got you covered. And with our Owens Corning Platinum Preferred status, we'll have you covered for years to come. Give us a call at 910-228-5000 or go to bestchoiceroofing.com today to schedule your absolutely free, no obligation roof assessment.
Folks, the sad truth of it is most of what we're seeing in the news cycle is just noise, and it's recycled noise at that. Nothing informative, nothing that actually helps us discern the times that we live in. That's why we started doing Heard Tell. Every morning right here on Big Talker Network, 7 a.m. with a replay at 3 p.m., we talk and discuss the issues of the day, culture and politics with knowledgeable guests, no yelling, no caterwauling, just grown folk talk about the issues that matter. Join me, Andrew Donaldson, every weekday morning for Heard Tell.
With a customer referral rating of 96%, Two Men in a Truck Wilmington has proven time and time again they are the top local choice when it comes to all of your moving needs. Offering a wide range of professional moving services, including local and long-distance moving, business relocations, both full or partial packing services and storage, Two Men in a Truck is dedicated to exceed customer expectations and reliability, quality of service, and care. To start your quote, log on to twomenandatruck.com or call 910-210-0224.
Neil Armstrong waited 6 hours and 39 minutes to step onto the surface of the moon. Jackie Robinson waited 20 months to play his first game with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And even DiCaprio had to wait 22 years to win an Oscar. You can wait until your destination. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Motherfucker. Oh man, I really hate YouTube sometimes. I don't know how to ban that guy off my screen. Anyway, welcome to the Asylum, your refuge in a world gone mad, right here on the Big Talker Network. BigTalker.live is the website. Please visit our website. She's still singing. Man, that's absolutely heinous. I don't want to hear her sing. You're just supposed to give me music, dude. You have broken our agreement. That's just horrid. Let's just skip ahead. There we go. BigTalker.live is the website. Please download the app for Android and iOS devices. You can pair that smart device with your automobile's entertainment system and take the Big Talker anywhere and everywhere you need to be, whether you want to be there or not. Oh, you know what? This may be the wrong guy. I'm going to have to fix that. Stand by. I'm running out of places to put mouses on this table, by the way. Ah! Stop it. Actually, I could probably find it faster if I were to go to here. Yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, we're back. All right. Other things you can do on our nifty little website. Peruse the schedule of content. Find when your favorite program is premiering and its replays throughout the week. For the rest of the week. Also, you can review any of the material in audio or video format. Just about every show we've ever done in the last 2 years at least. A year and a half, 2 years, something like that. I mean, I've been making changes as fast as I can. And, the rest of the world just can't seem to catch up. Still trying to get through the housekeeping. You can send an email with any comments, questions, concerns, compliments, or critiques you may have. We cannot improve without your help. You know what? I'm just going to turn off the chat because that's really offensive, dude. That's just offensive as hell. Oh, man. All right. Looks a little off balance, but until people start chatting, that's going to be on there forever. All right. Should we get right into the news, or do you want some opinions? I got plenty of opinions. Yeah. Nobody's watching anyway, so. Bolsonaro going to celebrate New Year's with Trump down at Mar-a-Lago. Whew. Criminal since the 70s, and here we are 50 years later, and we're only now doing something about it. Yeah, tell me there's justice for all. On this date in history, a new church devoted to St. Peter the Apostle, built by Edward the Confessor, later called the Westminster, consecrated in London, which was rebuilt mid-13th century. That happened in 65. Is that what I'm reading? 1065, yeah. Wow. 1612, the first observation of Neptune. Galileo observes and records a fixed star without realizing it is a planet. 1767, King Taksin crowned King of Thailand and establishes Thonburi. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I don't even know if I got his name right. As his capital. So the capital and king of Thailand established 1767. 1836, Spain recognizes the independence of Mexico and have been grateful for it ever since. I mean, I think the same relationship holds true with Brazil and Portugal, because if you think about it, it's really hard to, maintain control, and England over America. I mean, anytime you go to another continent on crossing the Pacific to get there to deal out some justice, I mean, it takes 2 weeks for a letter to get anywhere. Anyway, 1860, Harriet Tubman arrives in Auburn, New York, on her last mission to free slaves, having evaded capture for 8 years on the Underground Railroad. Oh, man, that's hilarious. Not the Harriet Tubman story, but something else. I mean, we're having... Whoops, wrong button. I have so many buttons. Oh, didn't mean to hit that one, but here we are. That's what it's like to run a radio station by yourself. If I had somebody working with me, I should be having a co-host starting in the new year. Maybe not every day, but certainly enough days that you won't be annoyed. And I'm sure you would appreciate that. All right. So it's going to be a minute before we have any weather updates. But I think it would be fun to start with some of the Christmas horror stories I was telling you about in the social media preview post. I don't even want to see that. I mean, that's just horrible, horrible humans. Horrible humans, I'm telling you. Absolutely horrible. Christmas horror story number 1 coming out of Indie100.com by Brianna Robinson. Posted November 30th of last year. But this may be either where the meme came from or this person decided to bring the meme to life. I hope you're sitting down and have swallowed your coffee because you don't want this coming out of your nose. Father sparks outrage for burning fake presents to make sure kids behave at Christmas. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, somebody has brought that meme to life. A father on TikTok burned fake Christmas presents to make his children behave, and people are outraged. The father, who goes by @Benny7070 on the platform, took a box adorned with festive wrapping paper and chucked it into the fireplace. Good man. With Christmas approaching, here is a top tip for parents. Wrap some empty boxes and pretend they are presents. Then each time one of those little effers misbehaves, chuck one onto the fire, the on-screen text said. If you haven't seen the meme, well, here you go. People in the comments found this method problematic, with one person writing, if you need to do this to get your kids to behave, then the issue is not with the kids. Obviously, that person does not have kids. Emotional manipulative trauma. Some y'all need real help, another added. Someone else believes that this kind of discipline needs to come to an end. I really wish, quote, from this person, I really wish this type of discipline would just be done and over. This hurts your child is on such a deep emotional level. Discipline with love. Another person in the comments didn't take issue with the father behavioral tactic and even spoke on their experience doing this to a loved one. Laughing my off. I did this 1 year to my little sister. Haha, we still laugh about it every Christmas. They wrote a fifth noted that parents have to enforce discipline somehow. For those saying that this is traumatizing, it's not. Parents have to enforce discipline somehow, and no child can be raised zero negativity, they said. Yep. Overall, it's very likely that this is a complete joke. Just be mindful not to burn expensive presents like a Gucci bag or smartphone. See, that's where it becomes a teaching moment, or at least a moment. See, learning and teaching are two different things, so that would be a learning moment. On two levels, at least. One, you kind of look at, whoops, I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I shouldn't have been a little turd and I took it too far or whatever. The other one is that if you're watching your present burn in the fire, I would be looking for the evidence of what that present was. You feel me? So if there's no content in the flames, then I would be able to surmise on my own that there was no present. It was a lie. In which case, I can't really get mad at my parents for doing that. Because once I observe, understand, learn, and take into my knowledge and experience that was indeed a blank box. Now I have the power to completely torture my parents because they don't know that I know what they did, what they doing, right? So the next time they decide to do something stupid, like in the case of our family, they start yelling, fighting, and throwing shit at each other, I would take one of their presents. I would have taken one of their presents and thrown it into the fire just to watch them freak out and dig it out. In which case it would have been like, hey, that's not fair. If I make a mistake and you throw my crap in the fire, I think I should be able to return the favor. You guys are acting a damn fool, and I think that all your stuff should go into the fire too. So there. It's only fair. Not just, your stuff and my stuff. All right, where's our next? I know we have another Christmas story. Where is it? I think it's this one. Uh-oh. Okay, so not that one. Here's another Christmas horror story for you by Ben Cost, coming out of New York Post. You're going to love this. Doctor warns against this surprisingly stupid triple Xmas trend. Don't masturbate with ornaments. Oh my God. The headline. Okay. Here's one way to ensure you have a happy and healthy triple Xmas. United, you dummy. A United Kingdom doctor is raising eyebrows across social media by warning people of the dangers of masturbating with ornaments come Christmas time, which is apparently an actual trend. This would have never crossed my mind, and I have been with some partners. Okay. It is not advisable to masturbate with Christmas ornaments. Dr. Sarah Welsh, a gynecologist, told Need to Know online. Need to Know versus TMI. She was listing the dildos and don'ts of the scandalous Yuletide tradition, which sees people hospitalized after getting frisky with everything from glass baubles to candy canes. Indeed, trying to make Christmas come early with ornaments is apparently hazardous to one's health. Beautiful. Christmas ornaments can have sharp aspects or pieces that can break during masturbation, which can cause soreness, the risk of trauma, and are just generally unsuitable for your vagina, warned Welsh, who co-founded the condom brand Hanks. In other words, leave your elf on the shelf come Christmas time. My goodness. Even Christmas time confections pose a threat due to the hygiene issues, concern about pieces breaking off, or the sugar content of items such as candy canes. The gyno warned holiday pleasure hunters anything with sugar in it, such as Christmas confectionery, should also stay well away from the vagina, as this disrupts the delicate ecosystem of the vaginal microbiome and can predispose you to vaginal thrush infections. Refraining from pleasuring oneself, these so-called Xmas toys might seem like a no-brainer. However, this unfortunate phenomenon is more common than one would think, with one case study from 2013 mentioning people inserting glass baubles and even turkey basters in themselves. Meanwhile, a social media post in a paramedic Facebook group described instances of holiday hornballs improvising with a candy cane and a tree decoration, along with photos showing the graphic x-rays from each. These x-rays show a candy cane and a Christmas tree ball ornament stuck in the rectums, read the caption, for the holidays. So maybe health education would be a good thing to introduce to our children in school at some level. According to data from the UK's National Electronic Injury Surveillance System, There were 13,213 cases in which people ages 25 to 64 inserted, quote, decorating items, quote, in their bodies in 2021 alone, Jam Press reported. Holy cow. Go figure. Experts attributed the use of these festive foreign objects to autoeroticism, which Merriam-Webster defines as the sexual gratification obtained solely through stimulation by oneself of one's own body. Okay. And now that we've cleared that up, it's not just Yuletide baubles that have been found in particular orifices. Last fall, a Randy Michigander got 6 kidney beans lodged in his urethra during a bizarre attempt at sexual gratification known in the medical community as sounding. What? Meanwhile, in September, a 27-year-old man in India had to be hospitalized after allegedly shoving a deodorant canister up his butt, where it remained for 3 weeks before doctors removed it. Welsh sums up her thoughts on the practice like this. There are many suitable and certified sex toys on the market available that will do a much better job. Ladies and gentlemen, Christmas has been broken, and you have to appreciate it. In fact, I'm going to take a moment while you guys are here Yeah, I have to do this. I just have to. So, I tell you what. Have a little suspenseful background music going while I do this. I'm burning up the internet today. All right. It's hard to type and think and talk at the same time, so. Yeah. Take that, internet. Holy jeez. Some of these visuals are a little out of control. But it's an interesting, I did not know that this could be a trend. Of course, when I first read the headline, I didn't even think women would consider that. I thought they were smarter than that on the whole, but I guess I was wrong. They could be just as stupid as we are. I think I have one more Christmas horror story. I thought I did. Huh. This may be one that broke. Okay. Continuing on with one more story, and I don't know if this is Christmas or not, certainly not a fail, but a little bizarre. Coming out of CNN from the style design department, whatever. The original animatronic E.T. model used in Spielberg's classic sells for $2.56 million. People, we is not wrapped tight. E.T. has a new home. Oh, see what they did there? The original mechatronic model of the little alien from Steven Spielberg's 1982 sci-fi classic E.T. the Extraterrestrial sold over the weekend for a staggering $2.56 million, according to the auction organizers. By the way, this author is Toyin Owaseji. It was built in 81, by the way. The filming model, created by Oscar-winning special effects master Carlo Rambaldi in 1981, went under the hammer as part of the Icons and Idols, Hollywood sale put on by Jolin's Auctions and Turner Classic Movies. TCM, like CNN, is owned by the Warner Brothers. And I even had a show on Warner Brothers for a few years. That was pretty funny. Considered an engineering masterpiece, this one-of-a-kind animatronic feature featuring 85 points of articulation predates the advent of CGI, also known as computer graphic imagery, effects in filmmaking, and was designed, developed, and engineered in 1981, the lot description read. Without his skin, he looked really weird, and the close-up of his face, he looked stoned. If a robot animatronic thing can be stoned, this is it. He looks pretty stoned. Get off me. Doesn't he look stoned to you? I mean, I could be wrong. What did you do? There we go. I wanted to bigger. Oh, well, I guess I can't. Erg. Oh, there we go. Just took a second to catch up. Those are remarkably human-looking eyes. All the way down to the bloodshot nature of it. Come on. You can do it. Look at that snout. You see that snout? You can't see it. That's just crazy. Wild. Oh, I see what happened. It's taking a while to catch up. All right. There we go. My goodness, I couldn't read that. Considered an engineering masterpiece, this one-of-a-kind animatronic figure featuring 85 points of articulation predates, yes, I read that before the picture, dumbass, the big-eyed alien whose movements included facial expressions, neck movements, as well as the famous pointing of its glowing finger was brought to life by a team of animators using electronic and mechanical elements. According to the auction listing, Spielberg described the E.T. model as the eighth wonder of the movie world. The maquette of E.T. made for Spielberg to approve the character's design also sold for $125,000, while the Kuwahara BMX bike ridden by the character Greg in the film was bought for $115,200. The sale of the E.T. memorabilia coincides with the 40th anniversary of the film's release. Wicked. That's unusual. E.T. the Extraterrestrial, starring Henry Thomas and Drew Barrymore, told the story of a friendly alien's bid to return home after getting stranded in a suburban U.S. neighborhood. E.T.'s childlike innocence melted hearts across the globe, and the film won 4 Oscars at the 1982 Academy Awards, including Best Visual Effects. According to website Box Office Mojo, by the end of its theatrical run, E.T. the Extraterrestrial had grossed more than $359 million at the United States box office. It speaks to our universal human compassion, Thomas told CNN in October this year, and we all have that. We all have the nurturer inside of us, right? So I think it speaks to that. It brings us back to being young. Other highlights from Icons and Idols Hollywood auction, which offered more than 1,300 artifacts from Hollywood, included the staff from the Charlton Heston. Included the staff that Charlton Heston used to part the Red Sea in the Cecil D. DeMille's classic, The Ten Commandments, which sold for a thumping $448,000. A black wool dress owned by Marilyn Monroe went for $256,000. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you call stupid money. I'm not sure what that was. All right. With that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, the Asylum, Your Refuge in a World Gone Mad. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hello, I'm Matt Bennett with WWAY News. The New Hanover County Sheriff's Office is looking for a missing woman. 38-year-old Megan Carson Rogers was last seen in the 100 block of Windy Hills Drive in the Myrtle Grove area on November 17th. Rogers is about 5 feet 4 inches tall, has blonde hair and hazel eyes, and tattoos of a seahorse on her leg and a nautical star on her hip. If you know anything about where she may be, contact the New Hanover County Sheriff's Office. The past couple of days have been rather cold in the Cape Fear. Many Salvation Army store locations have been struggling to keep cold weather clothing items on their racks during these winter months. Items like jackets, sweaters, beanies, and gloves have been harder to come by this year, and the Salvation Army is accepting donations. While the cold weather in the country, it spared the Cape Fear to some degree. While Wilmington International Airport did have a few cancellations leading into Christmas, ILM officials say they're mostly happy with their performance this December. According to ILM Airport Director Jeff Burke, quote, "This holiday season, across the country, there were a lot of weather-related cancellations and delays. ILM fared pretty well regarding any potential weather impacts," end quote. The cold weather also causing some issues for homeowners, including freezing pipes and freezing pumps and wells. Local plumbers are busy with calls, but say their teams are ready to help as many people as possible. And a domestic violence shelter in Wilmington just received a $2,000 grant from Food Lion. The Food Lion Feeds Charitable Foundation gave the money to help feed neighbors in their time of need. The domestic violence shelter says it will use the gift to provide warm, nutritious meals to those in its emergency shelter. The shelter says across the globe, food is a universal love language. For more on any of these stories, you can head on over to WWAYTV3.com. I'm Matt Bennett. Have a great day.
I'm meteorologist Matthew Huddleston with your WWAY Storm Track 3 accurate forecast. We have a clear but chilly night on the way once again, seeing lows in the middle to upper 20s in most spots to start off your Wednesday morning. But as Wednesday goes on, thanks to plenty of sunshine, under clear skies will warm all the way to the lower and middle 50s, and it gets even warmer towards your holiday weekend on Saturday and the first day of 2023 on Sunday, upper 60s and lower 70s. Get your full forecast on WWAY and WWAYTV3.com.
This news and weather is brought to you by Two Men and a Truck. For your free quote, go to twomenandatruck.com. twomenandatruck.com.
This week on All Things Brunswick, our guest will be Julie Flood, who's running for one of 4 open seats on the Court of Appeals. Join us 6 p.m. Tuesday for All Things Brunswick, right here on the Big Talker Network.
This show is also sponsored by Dr. Tony Maglione. Dr. Tony is a cardiologist practicing in Wilmington. He accepts Medicare patients, and his office is located across the street from New Hanover Regional Medical Center at 2032 17th Street. The office number is 202-1071. Dr. Tony is an author whose last book is Rules for Conservative Patriots, and it can be purchased on Amazon. His website is www.drtonymag.com.
MusicRewind.com sprinkles Stardust by Artie Shaw on this essential 3-CD collection of 72 unforgettable instrumental hits. Buy unforgettable instrumental hits now at MusicRewind.com or call 855-798-5556. Enter or mention promo code BONUS55 to pay only $19.98 and receive a bonus of reduced shipping. Experience the romance of some enchanted evening and dance the night away to the Blue Tango at MusicRewind.com or call 855-798-5556. Remember promo code BONUS55 for reduced shipping. This offer is available for a limited time to U.S. residents only and cannot be combined with any other offer.
Have you heard about Cape Fear's only fitness community exclusively for those over 50? At Full Circle Fitness, we understand that goals, lifestyles, and our bodies change through the decades, which is why our Living Fit After 50 is custom designed to help you get a safe, effective workout without spending hours in the gym. Get started today. Call 910-399-8350 or visit FullCircleFitnessNC.com.
Enjoying Big Talker Network is as easy as asking for it. Program your digital home assistants such as Google Home, Alexa, and Siri to stream Big Talker Network content by simple voice command. Enjoy convenient hands-free access to the program whenever you want, however you want, by asking for Big Talker.
I'm an HVAC technician, summer's most popular person. To say my job is stable is an understatement. Every home has an air conditioning and heating unit, so I will always be needed. The best part? I make great money in a career I love. I went to CFCC and got hands-on practical training and quickly got a job. Knowing I will always have a good paying job means a lot to me. I got my start at CFCC and you can too. Make it happen. Make it CFCC. Visit cfcc.edu/HVAC and get started today.
This week on All Things Brunswick, our guest will be Julie Flood, who's running for one of 4 open seats on the Court of Appeals. Join us 6 p.m. Tuesday for All Things Brunswick, right here on the Big Talker Network.
Kicking out the jams right here on the Asylum from White Bat Audio. Love those guys. Or guy, I don't know. It could be a team, it could be a girl, it could be a guy. I just refer to, they're all dudes. Keeping my stuff rolling. Probably better than my voice, or at least some of my stories here. Welcome back to the Asylum, your refuge in a world gone mad, right here on the Big Talker Network. BigTalker.live is the website. Download the app for the Android and iOS devices. You can pair that smart device with your automobile's entertainment system and take the Big Talker anywhere and everywhere you need to be, whether you want to be there or not. You can peruse our schedule of content and past episodes, recordings, podcasts, video, and audio on our app. You can pair that app. You can also send an email with any comments, questions, concerns, compliments, or critiques you may have. We cannot improve without your help. Now, integrity. This next story. Oh, there we go. This next story, the best part about it is the integrity. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. KSL.com out of Utah, Pat Reevy, serial burglar who promised to continue stealing, is arrested yet again, police say. At least he's honest, right? Salt Lake City, Utah, to be exact. Maybe that's what the SL of KSL stands for. Anyway, Salt Lake police have again arrested a man with an extensive history of theft and burglary who they say has vowed to continue stealing as soon as he's released from jail. The next time you release him from jail, put a bullet through the middle of his hand, and he'll think twice about stealing again. Anthony Lee Jack, all three first names. How's that, Andrew? 44 years old, what a guy, was booked into the Salt Lake County Jail on Sunday for investigation of 12 crimes dating back to November 12th, including multiple counts of burglary and theft, as well as possession of drugs and burglary tools. Police say he also committed new crimes just before he was arrested. Police were called to a Smith's grocery store on East Street, 455 South 500 East, whatever, Sunday. So they were called to Smith's grocery store Sunday on a report that a man had stolen cleaning supplies and had entered the store's bathroom and was cleaning it. What the hell? The caller stated that they asked the subject to leave and that he was hostile towards them, yelling and shouting, which made them fear for their safety. This subject refused to leave, according to a police booking affidavit. When officers arrived, one of them immediately recognized Jack as the man previously arrested for a burglary at a law office, a break-in at an office belonging to the Utah Attorney General's office at the Huber M. Wellis building, as well as other burglaries. In prior arrests, Jack has made statements to officers saying that when he gets out of jail, he will do it again, and police should book everything for safekeeping because he will be right back out and continue to commit the same crimes, according to two different booking affidavits. Again, put a bullet in his hand, he'll think twice. Officers involved in Jack's latest arrest noted that Jack has stated more than once that if released, he will continue to commit burglaries. He has proven that to be the case, as he has committed burglaries after he was released on November 26th and December 11th. Jack has typically been released to pretrial services after being booked into jail, as he was on December 11. Police also noted that Jack is homeless and has missed court in the past. It is believed that if he is released, he will not appear in court on the new charges from Jack's activity for the past months. Jack was still in the Salt Lake County Jail as of Tuesday morning, and he should stay there until you put a bullet in his hand, which hopefully will change his perspective on stealing stuff from people. Now, here's another one that I find to be, I'll just let Bob Cronin from Newser.com spell it out. Candidate who lost by 3 votes calls daughter's ballot bogus. Oh, that's gotta sting, dude. New Jersey official says she didn't meet residency requirement and voted for his opponent. Wow. See, your own daughter thinks you're a piece of crap and didn't want to vote for you, and now you're pulling this kind of crap because you disagree with how she voted. How do you know how she voted is my question. A Republican township official in New Jersey who lost re-election by 3 votes wants the mail-in ballot cast by his daughter, who voted Democratic in the November 8 election, thrown out. The Republican Party of Morris County maintains that several young Democrats cast ballots by mail, though they didn't meet residency requirements, The Guardian reports. Tom Ballo, a member of the Mendham Township Committee, said his daughter was one of them. He and his wife had sent the ballot to their daughter, Ariana Ballo. The candidate told Observer Tribune, Ariana is a journalist who lives in New York City. So wait a minute, you're going to say that the ballot you sent to her, he and his wife sent the ballot to their daughter in New York. And now you're mad because she voted. The candidate himself nevertheless said he and the party intend to file a lawsuit to uncount the votes. As shameful as it is, we need to correct this behavior, said Ballo, who lost to Democrat Lauren Spierig. I know I will. Local GOP Chair Laura Ali announced the allegations in a statement that did not mention Ballo's daughter, but did mention Democratic Chair Amalia Duarte's daughter, who all said voted despite living in Tennessee. Ballo Ali said, is now creating I think you broke the spell check is what happened here. Is now creating divisiveness in Mendham Township and attacking the voting rights of the young people. The law says voters must reside in the county for at least 30 days before the election. Ballo lost his race by 2 votes in the first count and 3 votes after a recount. Dude, your own daughter doesn't want you in office. Just take that as a hint and go sell insurance or something. I mean, that's just, dude, you're a sad sack of crap is all I can take away from that. Now, a daughter taking abuse from her dad in that manner is, well, that's American. What about a mom? Mother, okay, ABC News, Haley Yamada. The type is really small, and I'm old. Mother facing charges after allegedly cyberbullying her own daughter. The shocking development comes after a year-long investigation. A woman in Michigan is facing charges for allegedly sending hateful and bullying messages to teenage students, including her own daughter, under a fake name and number. That's what the block function's for, people. But how did she send them? Okay, we'll get there. Kendra Licari of Mount Pleasant, Michigan, faces 5 charges, including stalking a minor and obstruction of justice, according to a criminal complaint filed against the mother. That's it? Oh. The shocking charges come after a year-long investigation into a complaint filed by the Beale City Public Schools after Licari's, that's really small, teenage daughter and her boyfriend reported getting harassing messages. Even when we realized that it wasn't a kid, we weren't expecting that it would be a parent, William Chilliman, the superintendent of Beale City Public Schools, told Good Morning America when they informed us later in the spring that they were suspecting that it possibly was her. It was a shock to all of us. I think everybody involved. Chilman said. Chilman. Beale City Public Schools in Michigan's Isabella County later reported the complaint to law enforcement. Weird. The harassment, I should scroll. The harassment allegedly began in early 2021, according to prosecutors. At the time, Licari was also working as a basketball coach at her daughter's school. The 42-year-old woman allegedly used software to hide her location and used several numbers and area codes, even allegedly trying to pin the origin of the messages as coming from her daughter's classmates. Man, what broke in your skull? In doing so, it would shield her and kind of cloak her identity or her digital identity, David Barbary, an Isabella County prosecuting attorney, told Good Morning America. But eventually, we were able to see that her IP address was popping in and out right before and right after these messages were going through. Law enforcement claims they tracked down Licari by using the IP addresses attached to the messages, and that they have uncovered hundreds of pages of hateful and harassing messages. We had tens of thousands of text messages, whether they were messages that were just for her daughter or some of her daughter's friends, and the digital footprint was just insane, Barbary said. Investigators claim when Investigators claim when confronted with the evidence, Licari admitted the messages were sent by her. Licari has since been released on a $5,000 bond. She and her attorneys declined an ABC News request for comment. Believe that? I mean, she admitted to it at least. Now, do we need to know why? Can we ever really understand why? Even if she were to explain it to us, would it register? Why she would want to do that? Amazing. Anyway, moving on. MLive, I think, .com. Michigan, that's it. We are coming out of Michigan for the story. Family of alligators greet police serving Detroit eviction notice. Well, you should always check the residential information before knocking. Detroit, Michigan. Ricardo Quintanilla. Detroit, Michigan. Some of these scaly creatures may say, see you in a while or see you later, but not the handful found by Detroit police in a home they were serving an eviction notice at on Friday. According to Fox 2 Detroit, a 36th District Court bailiff showed up to a home on the 9800 block of Yorkshire Boulevard around 2:30 p.m. December 16 with a lawful court order to evict the tenant. The male tenant had fled prior to officers arriving, police said. Officers and the court official returned to the East Side residence to find one adult and 3 baby alligators inside a tank, police said. Oh, well, they was not at the door. You made me believe it was at the door, you lying little clickbait. Detroit Animal Care and Control officials were called in to handle the alligators, with the larger alligator fighting to escape custody but able to be brought under control with no human or animal injuries, reported, police said. According to Michigan and the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, it is legal to own alligators in the state, pending further rules set by local municipalities. However, in Detroit, it is not illegal to own alligators within city limits. Imagine that. I wonder if the asshole behind me knew that. He had roosters. Swear to God, I never wanted to hit him with a rock so bad. The alligators, which officials said were healthy and in good condition, will now be taken in by Detroit Animal Care and Control, which can then authorize the sale of the animals, transfer ownership of them, or euthanize them. Officials with Detroit Animal Care and Control said they would likely be handed over to a licensed animal keeper for proper care. So we're more concerned about the alligators than the little asshole that ran away. Okay, that's legit. That's American. Oh, I don't want to hit that story yet. I can go an entire hour on that. Man, the defections in Russia continue. All right, here's a Newser.com story. Jen Gidman. I'm holding off a couple of others for a minute. This bovine revolution has lasted for months, is the headline. Subhead, cows who escaped from Quebec dairy farm in July keep evading capture, wreaking havoc on fields. In July, a herd of 20 or so cows escaped from their dairy farm in Saint-Sever, Quebec, after a thunderstorm spooked them, causing them to bust out of their pen. They've been on the lam ever since. Get it? Lamb, cow. Anyway. Annoying some by tearing up local farms and earning the admiration of others in their quest for freedom over the weekend. However, the adventure ended for 4 of the runaways who were said to be in good shape after being captured, the CBC reports. The quartet was brought in during a covert operation after nightfall on Saturday that even the cattle owners didn't know about, so as not to have spectators mar the plan, per the Canadian press. They make it sound like, Delta Team Strike Force type stuff. All right, food. Here's their plan, ladies and gentlemen. This is coming for some, highly trained professionals. Food was placed in a fenced-in area which members of a Quebec farmers union hoped would lure the cows in. They figured as snow had recently fallen, the cows would be desperate to eat. The plan worked. And the animals were reunited with their owner the next day. The Wall Street Journal notes that the cows' exploits have split the country in 2 over the past 5 months. Farmers are angry at the cattle trampling over their crops. A farmers union spokesman estimates the damage to be around $20,000, and highways have had to be shut down at least twice when the herd wandered close by to avoid posing a danger to drivers. Other Canadians, however, are in awe of this bovine revolution, with one Quebec senator expressing her boundless admiration for these cows who have rediscovered their liberty and continue to frolic in the wild. They're not frolicking in the wild, they're frolicking in human habitation. Oh my God. They struck a chord with the Québécois. That's got to be a French word, Québécois. A people notorious in Canada for their independent streak, notes the Journal. Even a group of cowboys from a local rodeo couldn't nab the determined escapees when they tried in October. At any rate, the owner of the cattle is pleased to see progress on their return home. The owner was very happy to have at least the 4-back union member Martin Marcollier tells the Canadian press now they need to get used to being around humans again. He's confident the remaining runaways will soon follow suit and enter the trap within the next few days. The numbers of cows returned to the owners might even surpass the number who left. Some of the cows were pregnant when they fled and have since given birth, meaning there are now new members of the herd, and they ain't coming home. And those 4 cows are going to get milked to no end. You can bet that. Look, man, I'm behind on production. I need some milk. So, you 4 ladies, you're going to be sucked up, or you're going to be hooked up to the suck-o-matic and just drained. Oh, man, this is going to be a harsh winter for them, I guarantee it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, dude, give me back my music. Hello? Hey, Pedro. You have got to be kidding me. There's no way I burned through that much. I didn't think so. There we go. This one's for the bovine revolution.
Hello, I'm Matt Bennett with WWAY News. The New Hanover County Sheriff's Office is looking for a missing woman. 38-year-old Megan Carson Rogers was last seen in the 100 block of Windy Hills Drive in the Myrtle Grove area on November 17th. Rogers is about 5 feet 4 inches tall, has blonde hair and hazel eyes, and tattoos of a seahorse on her leg and a nautical star on her hip. If you know anything about where she may be, contact the New Hanover County Sheriff's Office. The past couple of days have been rather cold in the Cape Fear. Many Salvation Army store locations have been struggling to keep cold weather clothing items on their racks during these winter months. Items like jackets, sweaters, beanies, and gloves have been harder to come by this year, and the Salvation Army is accepting donations. While the cold weather is impacting flights across the country, it spared the Cape Fear to some degree. While Wilmington International Airport did have a few cancellations leading into Christmas, ILM officials say they're mostly happy with their performance this December. According to ILM Airport Director Jeff Burke, quote, "This holiday season across the country there were a lot of weather-related cancellations and delays. ILM fared pretty well regarding any potential weather impacts," end quote. The cold weather also causing some issues for homeowners, including freezing pipes and freezing pumps and wells. Local plumbers are busy with calls, but say their teams are ready to help as many people as possible. And a domestic violence shelter in Wilmington just received a $2,000 grant from Food Lion. The Food Lion Feeds Charitable Foundation gave the money to help feed neighbors in their time of need. The domestic violence shelter says it will use the gift to provide warm, nutritious meals to those in its emergency shelter. The shelter says across the globe, food is a universal love language. For more on any of these stories, you can head on over to WWAYTV3.com. I'm Matt Bennett. Have a great day.
I'm meteorologist Matthew Huddleston with your WWAY Storm Track 3 accurate forecast. We have a clear but chilly night on the way once again, seeing lows in the middle to upper 20s in most spots to start off your Wednesday morning. But as Wednesday goes on, thanks to plenty of sunshine under clear skies, will warm all the way to the lower and middle 50s, and it gets even warmer towards your holiday weekend on Saturday and the first day of 2023 on Sunday, upper 60s and lower 70s. Get your full forecast on WWAY and WWAYTV3.com.
This news and weather is brought to you by Two Men and a Truck. For your free quote, go to twomenandatruck.com. twomenandatruck.com.
This week on All Things Brunswick, our guest will be Julie Flood, who's running for one of 4 open seats on the Court of Appeals. Join us 6 p.m. Tuesday for All Things Brunswick, right here on the Big Talker Network.
Oh no, our roof is leaking and hurricane season is right around the corner. Don't let a leaky roof keep you up at night. Protect your home. Call Best Choice Roofing to schedule your free, yes, absolutely free roof inspection. Best Choice Roofing works with insurance or can repair the roof before the next storm, whether it's a full replacement or a repair. Choose the best. Call Best Choice Roofing at 910-228-5000 or go to bestchoiceroofing.com to book your appointment today.
Folks, you know you're all looking for that special gift. Lines are long, traffic is frustrating, supply chains in the news. Just take a deep breath. If you're anywhere near Oak Island, come by Seaside Jewelers, 8801 East Oak Island Drive. Avoid the traffic, the lines, the frustration, and get that extraordinary and special gift. From high-end diamond rings to Larimar, from necklaces to bracelets, watches, and unique jewelry. And you also get one-on-one service with their experienced staff. Great prices now, just in time for the holidays. Come by and check out Seaside Jewelers, 8801 East Oak Island Drive.
Hey, I'm Yael Osowski.
And I'm David Clement.
We're the host of Consumer Choice Radio, broadcasting every Saturday at 10 a.m. here on the Big Talker 106.7 FM.
Consumer Choice Radio is a weekly conversation featuring the latest news, interviews, and expert analysis that covers consumer topics from around the world.
ConsumerChoiceRadio.com.
Join Big Talker Network is as easy as asking for it. Program your digital home assistants such as Google Home, Alexa, and Siri to stream Big Talker Network content by simple voice command. Enjoy convenient hands-free access to program whenever you want, however you want by asking for Big Talker.
Get all your sports action with Tanner Barth on WWAY.
Let's get things started with our full court press matchup of the week.
From the full court press to the fifth quarter and everything in between.
And they say if some is good, more is better this time.
We've got your sports world covered all around the Cape Fear.
Check out the save from the captain. Full extension.
This is the place for your sports coverage. WWAY.
This week on Living Fit After 50, we're joined by doctor and pharmacist Rachel Gregg, who will be discussing her holistic approach to wellness, as well as supplementation for those over 50. Join us Friday, 1 p.m. right here on the Big Talker Network.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse?
Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph, when blam! Ran right into the side of the saloon.
Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hey, welcome back to the Asylum, your refuge in a world gone mad, right here on the Big Talker Network. BigTalker.live is the website, where you can download the app for the Android and iOS devices, pair that smart device with your automobile's entertainment system, and take the Big Talker anywhere and everywhere you need to be, whether you want to be there or not. What else can you do? You can peruse the schedule of content to find when your favorite program is premiering or airing. And you can do all kinds of other cool things, too, like send an email with any comments, questions, concerns, compliments, or critiques. You can also peruse all of our past episodes for many of the programs that air here on the Big Talker. And you can play them back with audio, video, or however you wish. All right. We should continue with the news that I've been able to come up with. Okay, I'm going to go with smart and then stupid. How's that? Trying to put a little structure in the show. At least pretend I know what I'm doing, or try to convince you of that, or myself, one. ScienceAlert.com. Science Alert, Science Alert. Oh! Kind of like a robot from Lost in Space. Danger, danger. News alert, Science Alert. A physicist, let's see, David Neild, a physicist, came up with math that shows a paradox-free time travel is plausible. No one has yet managed to travel through time, at least to our knowledge, but the question of whether or not such a feat would be theoretically possible continues to fascinate scientists and writers, by the way. Just want to let you know that. A lot of people have written time travel stories. As he mentions here, in fact, as movies such as The Terminator, Donnie Darko, Back to the Future, and many others show, moving around in time creates a lot of problems for the fundamental rules of the universe. If you go back in time and stop your parents from meeting, for instance, how can you possibly exist in order to go back in time in the first place? It's a monumental head-scratcher known as the grandfather paradox, but a few years ago, physics student Germain Tobar from the University of Queensland in Australia worked out how to square the numbers to make the time travel viable without the paradoxes. Classical dynamics say that if you know the state of a system at a particular time, this can tell us the entire history of the system, said Tobar. However, Einstein's theory of general relativity predicts the existence of time loops or time travel where an event can be both in the past and future of itself, theoretically turning the study of dynamics on its head. Oh. What calculations show is that space-time can potentially adapt itself to avoid paradoxes. To use a topical example, imagine a time traveler journeying into the past to stop a disease from spreading. If the mission was successful, the time traveler would have no disease to go back in time to defeat. Wrap your head around that. Tobar's work suggested that the disease would still escape some other way through a different route or by a different method, removing the paradox. Whatever the time traveler did, the disease wouldn't be stopped. Tobar's work isn't easy for non-mathematicians to dig into, but it looks at the influence of deterministic processes without any randomness on an arbitrary number of regions in the space-time continuum, and demonstrates how both closed time-like curves, as predicted by Einstein, can fit in with the rules of free will and classical physics. The math checks out, and the results are the stuff of science fiction, said physicist Fabio Costa from the University of Queensland, who supervised the research. The research smoothed out the problem with another hypothesis that time travel is possible, but that time travelers would be restricted in what they did to stop them from creating. Time travelers would be restricted in what they did to stop them creating a paradox. In this model, time travelers have the freedom to do whatever they want, but paradoxes are not possible. While the numbers might work out, actually bending space and time to get into the past remains elusive. The time machines that scientists have devised so far are so high concept that currently only exist as calculations on a page. So far, the time machines that scientists have devised so far are so high concept that they currently only exist as calculations on a page. We might get there one day. Stephen Hawking certainly thought it was possible. And if we do, then this new research suggests we would be free to do whatever we wanted to the world in the past. It would just readjust itself accordingly. Try as you might to create a paradox, the events will always adjust themselves to avoid any inconsistency, said Costa. The range of mathematical processes we discovered show that time travel with free will is logically possible in our universe without any paradox. The research has been published in Classical and Quantum Gravity. Gravity. I didn't have enough coffee. I need a bigger cup. The research has been published in Classical and Quantum Gravity. There we go. So that was the smart. Wrapping your head around the idea that we can go back in time and the universe would just sort of adapt itself like an organism. Now we're going to go to the other side, to the stupid side of the continuum. Coming out of, where are we? thecollegefix.com. Under the curriculum heading, Kansas universities may scrap algebra requirement because too many students fail it. College Fix staff wrote this because nobody wants to take credit for being a bonehead. Roadblock for students, Regent says. Kansas universities may scrap their algebra graduation requirement because too many students fail the course, NPR Kansas reported. About 1 in 3 Kansas students fail college algebra the first time around. Some take it several times before they pass. Others get so frustrated that they drop out altogether, and that cuts into university graduation rates, the news outlet reported December 12th. It probably affects their tuition. With that, the Kansas Board of Regents is considering alternative requirements such as statistics and quantitative reasoning under what's called a Math Pathways program, and added, "We're sending the majority of students down the college algebra road, which is really not necessary," said Daniel Archer, Vice President of Academic Affairs for the Kansas Board of Regents. "It's not practical, it's not really needed, and it's not relevant for their fields." Oh, I hate you, you son of a bitch. The Pathways program aims to accelerate students' path through developmental math and enables them to take different paths through the math curriculum depending on their course of study, the Daily Caller reported. Yeah, it's the equivalent of it's the digital or the academic equivalent of a participation trophy. According to NPR Kansas, Regent Winter, dude, you got screwed on that name. Winter. It's like they just use this. Never mind. Regent Winter said investigating the new Pathways program is critical because enrollment continues to decline. See, there it is. If enrollment goes down, money goes down. If money goes down and you don't have a football team, you're screwed. It is incumbent upon us to be aware of all the roadblocks that are out there for students, reasons why they're leaving, reasons why they're not graduating, Winter said. So I would urge us all to find ways to find the bandwidth to keep this moving along. Wow. See, it's because you're just trying to cram information in them. You're not giving them any understanding. You're not giving them any developmental concepts. That's where James Pack, whom I assume has long since passed, he was like my 5th grade teacher. And it was from him that I was introduced to the addiction of math. And it wasn't that when he taught us how to add and subtract, he pointed out how you could find if one of the numbers was missing. Right? Like, when you started out the evening, you knew you had, but what is going on? Hey. Oh, that unit is upset. You started out the morning with 7 marshmallows, and by the time the party started, you had 16 marshmallows. Well, these other marshmallows came, how many extra marshmallows are there? He showed us how it works forwards and backwards. He showed us the importance of knowing this information so that you would, we would be equipped with the tools to know when we were getting the right change when we buy the bubble gum or the comic book or whatever the case may be. So, not teaching algebra, I think, is a massive mistake. And the bigger mistake is how the reason why they're leaving is that you're not helping them learn. You're trying to teach them. And that needs to be the primary paradigm shift in ideology. We're not trying to cram them full of regurgitatable information. All we need All right, yeah. So all we really need is to get them interested, introduce them to the concept. They'll figure it out, right? They'll figure it out. You get them interested in learning, and then just guide that learning process. Let them make mistakes. Let them get frustrated, because that's part of being a human, by the way. Just wanted to let you know that. Scrapping algebra because they can't handle it. What the hell is wrong with you people? What is wrong with you people? Trying to take math out of school. What? All right, let me see if I can read this. Huh. Well, I'm not going with any of those. No, sir, not at all. There are other things I can do. I still don't have one. Still do not have an updated weather break. Oh, well. Yeah. I'm going to go take care of something here. So, just to let you know, the Asylum, your refuge in a world gone mad, will be right back after these messages and news break with outdated weather information. It's still cold, no doubt, but you'll see what I mean here in just a moment.
Hello, I'm Matt Bennett with WWAY News. The New Hanover County Sheriff's Office is looking for a missing woman. 38-year-old Megan Carson Rogers was last seen in the 100 block of Windy Hills Drive in the Myrtle Grove area on November 17th. Rogers is about 5 feet 4 inches tall, has blonde hair and hazel eyes, and tattoos of a seahorse on her leg and a nautical star on her hip. If you know anything about where she may be, contact the New Hanover County Sheriff's Office. The past couple of days have been rather cold in the Cape Fear. Many Salvation Army store locations have been struggling to keep cold weather clothing items on their racks during these winter months. Items like jackets, sweaters, beanies, and gloves have been harder to come by this year, and the Salvation Army is accepting donations. While the cold weather is impacting flights across the country, it spared the Cape Fear to some degree. While Wilmington International Airport did have a few cancellations leading into Christmas, ILM officials say they're mostly happy with their performance this December. According to ILM Airport Director Jeff Burke, quote, "This holiday season, across the country, there were a lot of weather-related cancellations and delays. ILM fared pretty well regarding any potential weather impacts," end quote. The cold weather also causing some issues for homeowners, including freezing pipes and freezing pumps and wells. Local plumbers are busy with calls, but say their teams are ready to help as many people as possible. And a domestic violence shelter in Wilmington just received a $2,000 grant from Food Lion. The Food Lion Feeds Charitable Foundation gave the money to help feed neighbors in their time of need. The domestic violence shelter says it will use the gift to provide warm, nutritious meals to those in its emergency shelter. The shelter says across the globe, food is a universal love language. For more on any of these stories, you can head on over to WWAYTV3.com. I'm Matt Bennett. Have a great day.
I'm meteorologist Matthew Huddleston with your WWAY Storm Track 3 accurate forecast. We have a clear but chilly night on the way once again, seeing lows in the middle to upper 20s in most spots to start off your Wednesday morning. But as Wednesday goes on, thanks to plenty of sunshine, under clear skies will warm all the way to the lower and middle 50s, and it gets even warmer towards your holiday weekend on Saturday and the first day of 2023 on Sunday, upper 60s and lower 70s. Get your full forecast on WWAY and WWAYTV3.com.
This news and weather is brought to you by Two Men and a Truck. For your free quote, go to twomenandatruck.com. twomenandatruck.com.
This week on All Things Brunswick, our guest will be Julie Flood, who's running for one of 4 open seats on the Court of Appeals. Join us 6 p.m. Tuesday for All Things Brunswick, right here on the Big Talker Network. This week on All Things Brunswick, our guest will be Julie Flood, who's running for one of 4 open seats on the Court of Appeals. Join us 6 p.m. Tuesday for All Things Brunswick, right here on the Big Talker Network.
It seems like every other store is now selling CBD in some form or another. But did you know that Wilmington has just one local CBD company? I'm talking about Carolina Pure. Family owned and operated, they are Wilmington's first and only CBD company that makes quality hemp products right here in town, including tinctures, topicals, and pet products. Their hemp is sourced from local farmers and they support area musicians and nonprofits. Check us out at carolinapureshop.com.
If you enjoy the programming on The Big Talker, the best way to take it with you wherever you go and have access anytime you want it is the Big Talker app. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. Go to bigtalker.live, download it for your Apple or Android device. Has all kinds of options for you. You can listen to programming our video content, you can even watch it right there live on the app. Go to BigTalker.live, download the app for Android or Apple, and enjoy content from the Big Talker wherever you go, whenever you want it, however you want it.
Tune in to the WWAY News at 6 p.m.
Thank you for joining us tonight for Your News at 6. I'm Hannah Patrick.
I'm Randy Aldridge. We want to get straight to our WWAY team coverage of last night.
For the biggest and most compelling stories that make a difference.
On the scene shortly after the blaze began and has the story now.
Cleveland is one of the fastest growing towns in the country.
First court appearance this morning in Pender County.
WWAY News at 6 p.m. This is the place.
This week on Living Fit After 50, we're joined by doctor and pharmacist Rachel Gregg, who will be discussing her holistic approach to wellness, as well as supplementation for those over 50. Join us Friday, 1 p.m. right here on the Big Talker Network.
Teachers and parents, the North Carolina Symphony is here to support you as you carry on the education of your children and students. Take your kids on a free virtual field trip to the Symphony with a virtual education concert and companion student book. Go on a virtual journey to learn what makes music music with music by William Grant Still, Beethoven, Brahms, and more. Access the free video and student book with password 1932 at ncsymphony.org/virtual.
One Love Tennis started in 2013 to give back to young boys and girls. We now go through 460 kids a week that are learning about life skills, learning to succeed in life through academics and tennis. Putting those two together, if you do them well, you can write your own ticket. To get involved in this program, go to our website, one-love-tennis.org.
kicking tunes right there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Asylum, your refuge in a world gone mad, right here on the Big Talker Network. BigTalker.live is the website. Download the app for the Android and iOS devices, which you can pair with your automobile's entertainment system and take the Big Talker anywhere and everywhere you need to be, whether you want to be there or not. Peruse our schedule of content to see when your favorite program will premiere. You can also peruse and enjoy past episodes, both audio and video, right there on our website, right there on our app, right there at your fingertips. Isn't that cool? You can also send an email with any comments, questions, concerns, compliments, or critiques you may have. We won't be able to improve without your help. So, but just to blow your mind, this is sort of a preview of what's going to be coming next year, right? We could have in-studio guests. I'm trying not to dox anyone, which is why there's no real, I can't show you the whole room because of the decorations would, be unfair to any given client. But I'm going to have 3 cameras right here in the studio. I will have performers and interviews and real life people right here in the studio again. It's going to be really, really cool. And I look forward to it. Which is why there is so much work that needs to be done. That, let's see what I have here. Still nothing. What about... I should look here. You know what? Just keep that going. At least something's happening. There we go. See, now I got something to do. And it is pretty happening. Part of what makes the day go by better, only because we're about to have a really cool program following this program. Oh, I would have to do it from there anyway, but I'll do it from here. I can. Because I'm good like that. I am. This poor machine just isn't ready for me, though. Windows is hating me right now. But I'm asking it to do so much. And it just doesn't like it. But that's my problem, not yours. But it's still fun because it interferes with what it is that I would like to do for you and I. But here we are doing what we can with what we got. Because all of it is important. Some of it more important than my own. There we go. That's what I thought. I know. Somewhere around here. There we go. Huh. There we go. All right. Now that that's under control. What a weird morning. I mean, 3 more days left, and the Big Talker goes away. Sad as it is. It's been many years of good programming, good attempts, lots of energy, lots of love, a lot of progress, a lot of growth, a lot of technology. Alas, just could not keep up with the 20th century. 21st century. And that is the saddest part of it. But it'll get better, I promise. I promise. I mean, at least that's what we're working towards, right? At least that would be the goal. Yeah. And that's what the education is about. It's not that we need to use algebra, but the knowledge gained with the understanding of what algebra is and how we got there is just being proper. Right? That's how we learn new concepts. That's how we, get those neurons. Because we use such a small amount of our brain as it is that by not doing any more, by taking some of those exercises away, we're not helping the situation. Which is why I get so upset when something like this is being considered. Because we're already at a disadvantage. And again, I think the approach is what's backwards. Instead of trying to teach, what we need to do is teach learning. If that makes sense. Because kids don't know how to learn because they're being taught to regurgitate information rather than understanding what happened. And that didn't happen for me in history until well into college when I had a professor that was actually passionate about it and wanted us to understand not necessarily the dates and the names and such, but to understand why. What were they fighting over? What is in our human nature? That's what history really is sort of a roadmap to our past existential difficulties. So it's not necessarily the names and the dates. It's knowing what and why. And that's the part that's not taught. That's where we need to get that curiosity going. Because kids are naturally curious. You just have to get them inspired or exposed at least to a different way of saying, the War of 1812. Instead of data, get the understanding. That's what we need. And then the kids will want to know algebra because they will understand what they can do with algebra. And I don't know why that's such a difficult concept. And I guess it's based in money and administration. Because as Andrew Donaldson of Heard Tell in Ordinary Times has pointed out more than once, follow the money and you'll find your answers. Right? And most of the money in education is going to administration. And that's not helping the kids. Not at all. I think I just finished that one, didn't I? It's hard to know. Yep. Man, I like having the soundtrack keeping me company. Makes my life a little bit easier, a little more enjoyable, a little more jamming, right? Allows you to enjoy your day a little more, and my own, because I'm just rambling while trying to do work at the same time, and I am not really equipped for multitasking. I'm sure you've gathered that by now. But hey, as long as you're tuning in, and I don't think anyone is, I'm going to continue on my little ranting and stream of consciousness while I continue to do my duties, which is, part of the job. I got 3 more days of it, and then we restructure everything for the new year. The asylum will still be the asylum. It will still occur, just in a slightly different form, if you can imagine that. Only because we have a lot of things coming up. Right, a lot of big changes coming up. A lot of opportunities. Whoops, you weren't supposed to have. Why is that on there? Weird. Oh, I see. So that should not have that or that. Okay. See, we're getting better. Wrong one. You. So you've already been shot. You're good. And now I want to put up a new one. There we go. Nice. All right. Back on the road again. And if I'm not mistaken, I've already done that one. So, nope. I do want to do this one, though. There's a lot happening behind the scenes that y'all don't know about. And since there's only one of me to do all of it, I have to do all of it when I can, as efficiently and effectively as I can. So that you all can enjoy the wonderful programming you've come to expect from the Big Talker. As we get stronger moving forward into the new year, becoming something of a new identity with a new focus on our creative community right here in the southeast coast of North Carolina. I gotta make sure I'm spelling this stuff right, so it takes a little bit of concentration. And that's why we're here. So anyway, and it would be nice to have a co-host now and again, probably 2 days a week. We'll pick those 2 days here before long. And we'll be able to do really cool things with all our cameras and equipment. I promise. I'm working on it. And that's why I'm really excited to be doing this thing with the Cape Fear River Watch. It's an important organization that needs more participation from the community that's trying to serve. Right? Our elected leaders and trusted professionals failed us in protecting us against the poisoning of Kimwars for the past, hundreds of years or however the hell long they've been doing it. So it's very important that they have our understanding and support to do something about it. Hold people accountable, that sort of thing. But anyway, all right, now that that's done, I need to do another break because that's the way it works. It's what I got to do, so don't go nowhere. The Asylum, your refuge in a world gone mad. Will be right back after these here messages.
Hello, I'm Matt Bennett with WWAY News. The New Hanover County Sheriff's Office is looking for a missing woman. 38-year-old Megan Carson Rogers was last seen in the 100 block of Windy Hills Drive in the Myrtle Grove area on November 17th. Rogers is about 5 feet 4 inches tall, has blonde hair and hazel eyes, and tattoos of a seahorse on her leg and a nautical star on her hip. If you know anything about where she may be, contact the New Hanover County Sheriff's Office. The past couple of days have been rather cold in the Cape Fear. Many Salvation Army store locations have been struggling to keep cold weather clothing items on their racks during these winter months. Items like jackets, sweaters, beanies, and gloves have been harder to come by this year, and the Salvation Army is accepting donations. While the cold weather is impacting flights across the country, it spared the Cape Fear to some degree. While Wilmington International Airport did have a few cancellations leading into Christmas, ILM officials say they're mostly happy with their performance this December. According to ILM Airport Director Jeff Burke, quote, "This holiday season across the country, there were a lot of weather-related cancellations and delays. ILM fared pretty well regarding any potential weather impacts," end quote. The cold weather also causing some issues for homeowners, including freezing pipes and freezing pumps and wells. Local plumbers are busy with calls, but say their teams are ready to help as many people as possible. And a domestic violence shelter in Wilmington just received a $2,000 grant from Food Lion. The Food Lion Feeds Charitable Foundation gave the money to help feed neighbors in their time of need. The domestic violence shelter says it will use the gift to provide warm, nutritious meals to those in its emergency shelter. The shelter says across the globe, food is a universal love language. For more on any of these stories, you can head on over to WWAYTV3.com. I'm Matt Bennett. Have a great day.
I'm meteorologist Matthew Huddleston with your WWAY Storm Track 3 accurate forecast. We have a clear but chilly night on the way once again, seeing lows in the middle to upper 20s in most spots to start off your Wednesday morning. But as Wednesday goes on, thanks to plenty of sunshine, under clear skies will warm all the way to the lower and middle 50s, and it gets even warmer towards your holiday weekend on Saturday and the first day of 2023 on Sunday, upper 60s and lower 70s. Get your full forecast on WWAY and WWAYTV3.com.
This news and weather is brought to you by Two Men and a Truck. For your free quote, go to twomenandatruck.com. twomenandatruck.com.
This week on All Things Brunswick, our guest will be Julie Flood, who's running for one of 4 open seats on the Court of Appeals. Join us 6 p.m. Tuesday for All Things Brunswick, right here on the Big Talker Network.
MusicRewind.com sprinkles Stardust by Artie Shaw on this essential 3-CD collection of 72 unforgettable instrumental hits. Buy unforgettable instrumental hits now at MusicRewind.com or call 855-798-5556. Enter or mention promo code BONUS55 to pay only $19.98 and receive a bonus of reduced shipping. Experience the romance of some enchanted evening and dance the night away to the Blue Tango at MusicRewind.com or call 855-798-5556. Remember promo code BONUS55 for reduced shipping. This offer is available for a limited time to U.S. residents only and cannot be combined with any other offer.
Folks, you know you're all looking for that special gift. Lines are long, traffic is frustrating, supply chains in the news. Just take a deep breath. If you're anywhere near Oak Island, come by Seaside Jewelers, 8801 East Oak Island Drive. Avoid the traffic, the lines, the frustration, and get that extraordinary and special gift. From high-end diamond rings to Larimar, from necklaces to bracelets, watches, and unique jewelry. And you also get one-on-one service with their experienced staff. Great prices now, just in time for the holidays. Come by and check out Seaside Jewelers, 8801 East Oak Island Drive.
This week on All Things Brunswick, our guest will be Julie Flood, who's running for one of 4 open seats on the Court of Appeals. Join us 6 p.m. Tuesday for All Things Brunswick, right here on the Big Talker Network.
Are you nervous about joining a gym? Anxious about not being able to keep up with others in the fitness classes? Full Circle Fitness has your solution. We specialize in working with those just getting started on their fitness journey. Our coaches tailor each workout to you and your level of ability, so you don't have to worry about keeping up. There's no better opportunity to get started. Call today, Full Circle Fitness, 910-399-8350, or visit FullCircleFitnessNC.com.
With a customer referral rating of 96%, Two Men in a Truck Wilmington has proven time and time again they are the top local choice when it comes to all of your moving needs. Offering a wide range of professional moving services, including local and long-distance moving, business relocations, both full or partial packing services and storage, Two Men in a Truck is dedicated to exceed customer expectations and reliability, quality of service, and care. To start your quote, log on to twomenandatruck.com or call 910-210-0224.
Enjoying Big Talker Network is as easy as asking for it. Program your digital home assistants such as Google Home, Alexa, and Siri to stream Big Talker Network content by simple voice command. Enjoy convenient hands-free access to program whenever you want, however you want by asking for Big Talker.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh. Still more work to do. Yeah, it's early in the morning and I have to drive a long way to be here, so I apologize for nothing. Just doing what I can with what I got, and I ain't got a lot to work with. Come on, let go of it. I mean, we are kind of back. In a way, I guess. Still no updated weather break. That's pretty funny. Windows, you are such a joke. But right now you're the only game I have to work with, so that's why we're here. That, my friends, is why we are here. Alright. Excuse me. With that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and let Heard Tell fire a little early. And we'll get to the music a little later, earlier than usual. I promise. I think I just have a couple of quick other things to do to make sure that there's no interruption in the programming. And you stopped responding. Huh. Well, it's Windows, I'm not surprised. Not at all. Not at all surprised. Oh, I see. That's why you're still open. Now I'm with you. Now I'm with you. Alright, we're almost out of here, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you tomorrow. It'll be a remote show from home. I might have my stuff a little more together because, you know, home. That has a lot to do with it. And if I'm not mistaken, I think my machine is ready for me now. Let's see. Have you caught up with it? Yes, you have. All right, ladies and gentlemen. With that in mind, we will see you tomorrow right here on the Asylum. Take care. You're tuned in to the Big Talker Network, Wilmington, North Carolina's premier internet station for news and talk radio programming. Find us online at bigtalker.live.